Nerd Cheetah, in the Friday Digby conversation, you both noted the silliness of Dems saying things like, oh, here we go. I don't know why I read this, but here we go. And you said that Democrats need to get voters to the ballot box, give them a reason. You got to show them, I think you said. I hope you didn't mean Democrats need to earn the votes they want because you had a real bug up your 2019 run-up ass when viewers, callers suggested that Dems need to earn votes idea. Oh, my God.
First of all, that entire run-up, I was saying like that it is the party's responsibility and nothing that we can actually do is going to turn out votes. So like, I don't feel like we have, like, I don't really understand what the issue is. Like, I think the problem is the inability to say like, I think Biden sucks and I think he's absolute like vampire. And I like, frankly, like he's, I mean, I think basically slave drivers. I think like the type of like the crunching poverty that America has. But you got to say like that's better than what the Republicans would be doing if Trump was in office. Like it's just.
And let's also be clear here. Do you not understand that when we say voters, okay, there's not one profile of voters. If you are listening to this show, you are in the 0.001% of the population that has certain awareness of politics, just by the very nature that you want to actually listen to this stuff on a daily basis. The highest rated right-wing show in the nation gets 1% of the population. I mean, so like there's a difference between saying that you've got to go out and get voters who just don't understand the implications of politics and people like yourself who spend their days IMing the show. You are theoretically should be more sophisticated as to what's going on. So yes, you need to show voters that something is bad. Because when we're talking about this, we're talking about voters who don't follow politics with any type of regularity, who only see like the third or fourth iteration or reflection of what's going on. Now, you may disagree with the idea that people storming the Capitol is problematic, or politicians, sort of like conspiring to overturn the election results is bad or good. But the premise is that you cannot communicate to voters that there's a problem if you, on one hand, say this is a threat to democracy, but on the other hand, do something that indicates that, like, but at the same time, we're going to join together with these guys and try and get this, procedural thing passed.
But I mean, the problem with this is it's always acts like it uses the just truth that the Democratic Party is just probably fatally corrupted by money to argue that their project of abstaining from electoralism is the way to some kind of revolution, which is just fatuous and stupid. Like the idea that like abstaining from voting is going to teach the Democratic leadership that they need to do socialism now. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, that's the thing that I don't understand.
I know individual candidates, they want to win. I think there's plenty of Democratic people in Democratic leadership and party politics that I feel inconvenienced by the fact that they have the Senate right now, because it puts a lot of things pretty starkly that they could have blamed on the Republicans that they can't no longer. So I think, like, from my perspective, this is the best case scenario, because this is the imperatives of American state. Like it's a labor coercer. It's horrible for that reason. And now the Democrats can't, put on, ethnic garb and act like they're going to do something better. Like, I think it's just better to have.
I also think that that Democratic politicians operate in their own best interest, period. I mean, you look at how white-knuckled Dianne Feinstein is hanging onto her seat, or Nancy Pelosi. Like, I mean, are you kidding me? These are people who are just so addicted to, or just narcissistic that they can't even imagine that someone else could be there. I mean, how do you justify being an 80-something-year-old man or woman and think like there's just no one else who can do this job better than me?
because everyone else around you is telling you that's the case. I mean, if we're talking about Nancy Pelosi now, that's the exact situation.
Are there people in Dianne Feinstein's office saying this to her?
Well, she doesn't remember if they do.
That's my point. Like, I mean, God, it's really just insane.